Crete, the biggest island in Greece, and it's such a wonderful place that it has something for every visitor. These Minoan palaces and cities blur the lines between fact and Greek mythology, and conjure thoughts of King Minos, Daedalus, and Icarus. Crete has been welcoming throngs of eager tourists for decades, pleasantly surprising each and every one of them with its near-endless list of immersive, unforgettable activities. Today we share the top 10 best things to do in Crete so you can plan a trip and experience all the exciting attractions and activities this beautiful city has to offer. Starting with number 10, Elafonisi Beach. Often cited as one of the world's best beaches, Elafonisi Beach has to be seen to be believed. The beach is a nature reserve on the channel between the mainland and Elafonisi, a rectangular island famed for the pink sand on its beaches and dunes. The water between the mainland and the island is clear, shallow, and lagoon-like, and often you can pass from one to the other on sandbars without getting your feet wet. There's an enormous natural pool where you can paddle or lie back and float in shimmering water no more than ankle or knee deep. At number 9 is the Samaria Gorge. Walking this ravine the real way, from the Omalos Plateau, is something that will stay with you for a lifetime. At number 8, Rethymno Old Town. The third largest city in Crete also has what may be the best preserved old town on the island. Originally behind walls, the city's tight cobblestone alleys were laid out in the 14th century when Crete was in the hands of the Republic of Venice, and has held onto its Renaissance mansions, arches, and Catholic churches. If one building can sum up Rethymno's tumultuous history, it's the Neratsa Mosque. This started life as a Venetian church, before becoming a mosque for almost 300 years up to 1925. Now it's Rethymno's municipal Odeon, staging regular music concerts. At number 7, Knossos. A few kilometers south of Crete's modern capital, Heraklion was the capital of Minoan Crete. Knossos is the name of a palace and its encompassing city, which had a population of up to 100,000 in the 18th century BC. The palace was built around 3,000 years ago and features in Greek mythology as the seat of King Minos, where he had Daedalus build a labyrinth to hold his son, the Minotaur. Knossos was affected by repeated catastrophes like invasions, earthquakes, and the Duran eruption in about 1625 BC. It was excavated for the first time in 1900 by the British archaeologist Arthur Evans, who restored some of the architecture and frescoes. At number 6 in our list, Chania's Venetian Harbour. The Venetians started building Chania's glorious harbor in 1320, and work would continue for the next 3 centuries. From the eastern end there's a mole, several hundred meters in length, leading all the way to the lighthouse, a symbol for the city. This was built at the turn of the 17th century and got its minaret-like form in the Egyptian period in the 1830s. The western part of the harbor was where goods were brought ashore, while the more sheltered eastern pocket was for shipbuilding and maintenance. At number 5, Spinalonga Island. Known for the Venetian-era Spinalonga fortress sitting atop the glistening Mirabello Bay, the postcard-worthy Spinalonga Island is a must for any Crete visitor, if not for the notably dark history, then for the sublime views looking out from the bastion. Guided tours often include time to swim or snorkel, plus a couple of stops at equally impressive nearby attractions such as Agios Nikolaos or Alaunda. At number 4, Balos Lagoon. Balos is some 60 kilometers northwest of Chania and is frequented by day trippers by ferry from Kisamis, 18 kilometers away. At number 3 in our list, Lake Voulismeni. This unusual body of water is ringed by boats, coffee shops and restaurants in the eastern town of Agios Nikolaos. Lake Voulismeni is no longer strictly a lake, as in 1870 a channel was laid, connecting it with the town's harbor and the sea. You may notice from the darkness of the water that it's extremely deep, despite the lake's width of just 137 meters. At number 2, Heraklion Archaeological Museum. To fully understand the oldest civilization in Europe, look no further than Heraklion's outstanding archaeological museum. This has the biggest collection of Minoan artifacts of any museum and has 20 rooms in chronological order. You'll start in Neolithic times, long before Crete's palaces were built, and in the following rooms there's jewelry, liturgical figurines, vases, weapons, and armor. Check out the number 1 places in our list, Falassarna Beach. The town's acropolis is on a promontory on the north side of the bay, climbing 90 meters above the water and with the remains of wells, cisterns, fortifications and a temple going back to the 4th century BC. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite things to do in Crete? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.